In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Today's message is very important and very, very useful indeed. To make you understand the gravity of the message, I am going to start it from a very tragic incident. Three real brothers were killed without any old enmity, without any dispute over a big issue. There was no issue, no enmity, none of the important issue. Just just the exchange of the harsh words, trading of the harsh words. They were neighbors. They were neighbors. It was the exchange of harsh words, and one side who was very, I think so, dirty. They went in, they brought out their arms and killed first, second, third real brothers. No important issue at all. Anger is prohibited, it is haram in Islam. Why? Because it makes you lose your senses, because we become out of control, because we don't know what we are going to do, and whatever somebody does in the anger, I think so it is only it is later on he she have to repent, he she have to regret, and have to regret a lot actually. Why? Because they did something, because they said something which was very, very wrong, but there is no use of but they did so because they were under the influence of the anger, because they were controlled by the anger, and the control of anger actually mean that a person's mind is not working, that a person has become a devil, and a person remains a devil as long as he she is ridden by the anger. So why to get the anger then? Anger is more dangerous than the fire. Anger is more dangerous than the fire. Is it believable? Yes, it is believable, and it is very much believable. Anger is more dangerous than the fire. So we must not be getting angry at all. Rather, we must maintain a positive mental attitude. We must be using the positive words and the positive accent as well, and the positive words and the positive accent as well. If at all somebody is out of control, if at all somebody is angry, and we do respond him or her with an equal amount of anger, or with the same sort of anger, what is going to happen? The fire will burn from the both sides, not just from the one side, but on the both sides. And the fire, it is like a stoking. It is like putting fuel to the fire. It is like putting a petrol to the fire. What is going to happen then if there is a fire on the one side, and somebody throws a kind of petrol kerosene on this fire? What is going to happen? It is going to burst, and it is going to become out of the control, and it is going to totally destroy whatever is there on the both sides. So it is important enough, rather it is extremely important, that if at all a fire is burning on the one side, the other party should remain cool, and they should never ever respond in the same in an angry way. If at all a person is playing with the dirt, if at all a person is playing with the garbage, if a person is a dealer of the garbage and the dirt, if at all a person is a dealer of the filth, if a person is generating the filth in one's own mind, so will you become a kind of person like them? Will you start generating the filth in your mind as well? I think no, I think it should not be so. We shouldn't be generating the filth into our mind at all. And we should keep our mind clean. If at all somebody has become a foolish human being, if at all a person is a very foolish human being, so will you like to become equally foolish? No. Will you like to become even more foolish than this person? Absolutely not, absolutely not, absolutely not. So we need to maintain, and we need to retain the sweetness. We need to acquire, and we need to maintain and retain the sweetness, the positive. What is the sweetness actually? What is the fragrance actually? It is the positivity. It is a positive mental attitude. We must remain positive enough, as much positive as possible. We can fight the negativity. We should fight the negativity with the positivity. We should fight the dirt and the filth with the water to cleanse it actually. If there is a filth, if there is a dirt, if there is a fire on the other side, so we are going to start creating the filth into our mind as well. Whatever comes out of our mouth, whatever comes out of our mouth, it is generated in the mind first actually. If the filth is coming out of the mouth, if a filth is coming out of the mouth, it was being generated and generated and generated inside the mind first. So that is why, and that is how it did come out of the mouth. Whatever is there in the brain comes out through the mouth. Whatever is generated in the mind, in the brain, it does come out of the mouth. So if at all there is a negativity, if at all there is a filth inside the mind, it will definitely come out. And if somebody is keeping the heaps of the filth and the dirt and the garbage inside the mind, so will you, in retaliation, will you like to start generating the filth into your mind, into your brain? Should you do this? Should I do this? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It is mere foolishness. If at all somebody is a foolish guy, somebody is a foolish person, so should we become a foolish person in retaliation? Not at all. Not at all. We need to exercise the knowledge. We need to utilize the knowledge we are having in the mind. We need to utilize the wisdom we do have in our mind. So that is how I think we need to do. That is how I think we need to handle and to manage the things we are facing, instead of becoming a very foolish person, equally foolish person, or equally more, or even more foolish person. Thank you. Jazakallah.